Rajiv, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Any questions or queries, Rajiv?
Yes, sir. But actually, the thing is, I logged into the new server, and
Yeah.
but I faced one issue while creating a company code. Uh,
Okay.
yes, sir. Can you please once open my can you please once open a new server, sir?
One moment.
Yes.
Yes, Rajiv. An easy access menu.
Yes, sir. Can you please go to the company code creation
Okay.
code?
Mm-hmm.
New entries?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Same company code, sir, 802025.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. L Goods Limited.
Hmm.
L Goods Limited.
M Foods.
L Goods Limited.
This one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. City Mumbai.
Mm-hmm. Done.
Yes.
Done.
Yes.
Let me see this. Okay. Any issues here?
No, no issues over here.
Let me click on continue. It's getting saved.
Sir, yes, 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 sir.
Mm-hmm.
I faced issue with this icon. While getting saved, it was showing as blank.
Okay. That was the issue. You should have told me. Okay.
Okay.
See, whenever you get a request like that, say for example, let me change this. Okay, the request is already created. Wait. Now also you will get the same thing. Okay, if you're trying to make any change. Okay, I'll tell you what to do. So let's say I want to create a new company code 8026. Let's say this is M Goods Limited. City, let's say Bangalore, country, currency, language, save, region. Okay. So when you get this blank here, right? So whenever you log in for the first time with your user ID, you will get this request ID
Okay.
as, okay, click on this create request.
Okay.
And here give the description. Say for example, this is FICO and give your company
Okay.
code.
Okay.
You can actually give anything. I'm
Mm.
just giving a proper naming convention here. And let's say this
Okay.
is company code.
Okay.
Okay. And if you click on save button here, you can see request number will be automatically coming up here.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Click on continue. And so going forward, system will go with the same transport request number. And if you want, you can
Okay.
change it.
Okay. Okay. Now I understood. Okay.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So any other questions?
No, sir.
All right, let's move on. So in the previous session, we were discussing about asset accounting, and I think we are done with the GL integrations also. We created the necessary GLs and we have assigned those GLs here, including the technical clearing account for AP25. Okay, so now we will look at the depreciations. And again, depreciations as part and parcel of your business. And first thing is, we will have to decide the depreciation methods. And specifically in SAP, we will have something called as depreciation keys. Okay. So depreciation key is the one which will contain your depreciation methods and depreciation percentages for every asset class. Okay. So if you want to tell the system whether you want to go with 10% straight line method, you are aware of the depreciation methods, right? We will have depreciation methods like straight line method, return
Yes.
down value method, maximum amount methods. These are the common ones. And all those depreciation methods can be accessed here in the system. Okay. By going through this ORFA transaction code. In ORFA, if you go with the depreciations and valuation methods, and see within depreciations, we will also have ordinaries, specials, unplanned. These are the common types of depreciations. And ordinary depreciation is something which almost all the organizations will follow. So under this depreciation, go with the valuation methods and depreciation key here, and again go with calculation methods. And these are the different depreciation calculation methods which are available in the system. Base method, declining balance method, maximum amount method, multi-level methods, and maintain period control methods. Okay, so here system gives us the standard one. Okay, we don't have to create anything new. For all the requirements, we have a predefined one, and all those predefined ones will be available here in the depreciation key. Okay, so this depreciation key consists of the methods and the percentages. And if you want, you can directly go with the depreciation keys, or if you want to look at the methods, you can go with this methods one by one. Say for example, define base method. Here you will see the list of all the methods which are available, like 0001. And based on the country, we will have a specific depreciation methods as well. Okay, so out of all this, it is recommended to go with number 12, explicit percentage. Explicit percentage means we will have an option to assign the percentage. Okay, let me double click on this. And here you can see it says depreciation. Type of depreciation is ordinary and depreciation method is stated percentage. Okay, so here, see, under the base method also, we have got different types here. Balance over total life, balance from useful life, unit production, depreciation, and many more. Okay, out of all that, the normal one is this one, wherein we will tell the system to follow the percentage that we mentioned here. Okay, so let's come back. So as I told you, we will be using 0012. Let me come back and declining balance method. In case if you want to go with the declining balance method, you will come back and check here. And here you will have to specify your chart of depreciation. My chart of depreciation is AP25. In AP25, here you can see there are standard ones like 0001, which is 0, 0002 is 20%, 0003 is 25%, and even based on the depreciations also, here you can see we will have 5%, 10%, 15%. Like this, we will have different blocks as well. Okay, you can opt for the one that you want. Apart from this, maximum amount method, instead of percentages, you will tell the system what is the maximum amount for the depreciations here. Okay, any which ways, we are not using it in our country. Then comes multi-level methods. Okay, in the multi-level methods, here you can see there are different ones here. 001, 2, 3, 4, and all. Out of all this, we will go with the standard one, which is called as 012. Okay. And 012, if you double click on this levels here, right, it will take you to the window like this. And here you can see the percentage. Okay. Depreciation percentage is 10. And remember, if you want, you can change it here. Okay, you can change the percentages here. Let's come back, and again, there are, one thing is change the base value here. See, whenever you are charging the depreciation, you can tell the system what is the base amount. Okay, so if you click on search button here, there are different values available, and the system is going with this net book value, right, for special depreciation. Instead, go with 01 here. Okay, so this is one change, and save this. Okay, so we are going with this multi-level method 012. Then comes maintain period control method. And remember, here also we're not doing anything. Okay, this is all for your understanding. And this period control methods, we will have different variants like this 001, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And these variants will help you out in managing your depreciations whenever there is a transaction happen. Either there is a new acquisition or an addition or a transfer or retirement. Okay, so whenever such transactions occur, the selections here will help you out in managing the depreciations. Generally, we will be going with 001 here, and we will have acquisitions following here, retirement and transfers. Okay, and for every type of transaction, we will have an option to assign the appropriate methods. Like 01 refers to pro rata at period start date. 02 refers to pro rata up to mid period at period start date. And same way 03, 04, 5, 6, or if you want to go with next month, mid quarter, if you want to start the depreciations in the only in the first quarter, all those things can be managed here using this one. Okay, so here also we're not doing anything, we're going with the standard ones. Then comes your depreciation key, which is a very, very important one. And see, whenever we are posting the depreciations, right, we will never go by the methods directly. Your methods will be assigned here in the depreciation keys. And these depreciation keys will carry your percentages and the methods as well. Okay. So click on this depreciation key, assign your chart of account. Then here you can see we will have standard depreciation keys like this. If you want, you can also create a new key, which is not recommended. Okay. And if someone asks you, like, which are the standard depreciation key, the first one is 0000. Here you can see. And this is used in case of zero depreciations. Okay. And 0000 will be used for your asset under constructions. And it will also be used for the reversals as well. If you want to reverse the transactions, depreciations that you have posted, in that case also you can use 0000. Okay. Apart from this 0000, we will have GWG, which is used for 100% depreciation. Okay. So in case you will come across certain assets which has to be depreciated 100%, in those cases, you will go with the GWG here. And we will also have these keys like IN1, IN2, all those are the standard ones. And here is another one starting with L, LINA, LINB, LINC. All this are the standard ones here. If you want, you can go with that. And then comes MANU, okay, which is used for the manual depreciation. If you want to post the depreciation manually, then you will have to assign this key to your asset. Okay, so these are the standard ones. Let's assume that we want to go with LINA. Okay, this is the standard one that we will be generally assigning. So let me select this and go with assignment calculation methods here. Okay, so here you can see I've got zero depreciation and interest. Let's say interest is not required. I'll delete this from the standard one itself. Okay, and save this. No, it won't let us to delete now. Okay, so here you can see, let me come back. See, for this Lena, right? System has proposed 009 base method. Okay, I'll go and change this to 0012. I told you, right? 0012, which will go with, we will go with explicit percentage. Okay, so let's go with this one. See, you can go with percentage from life also. That means system will automatically define the percentages. You can, if you want, you can go with that, or it's better to go with this one, 0012. Declining balance method, if you want, you can change it any which ways. We are not going to use that now. And once done, just save this. Okay, this is the only thing which is required now. Okay, so remember this depreciation key, Lena. And once you're done, you will have to activate this here. Let's say, click on activate button. As of now, here you can see your status is inactive. That means your depreciation key is inactive for this AP25. Select, click on activate. Normally you get this warnings here. Just click on continue and it will be activated. Okay, so this is how you will assign your depreciation key to the chart of depreciation. We have got all those things here. If you want to deactivate anything, you can deactivate also. Now, let's go back. So after managing the depreciation keys, okay, so we have defined the depreciation methods like 0012 and then Lena. And sorry, Lena is your LINA is your depreciation key. And next one is we will have to go and define or determine the depreciation areas in the asset classes. Okay, that means we will have to tell the system which depreciation areas are to be activated and for which depreciation area, which depreciation keys we will be using. It's a very simple one. If you come back to your ORFA transaction code, okay, that is general valuation. And here you can see determine depreciation areas in the asset class. Go with this. And here you will have your asset class that is created, AP25 MACH. This is the asset class that we created in the previous session. Let me select, click on this depreciation areas. And here we will have a screen layout option. There are two things, whether you want to depreciate on the main asset or sub asset. Let's say main asset and here deactivate. So ideally it will be by default, it will be deactivated. We will have to activate this. Okay, uncheck and this depreciation area gets activated. And if you click on enter or if you hit the save button, system will ask you the depreciation key here. If you want, you can mention all these things, minimum life, life period, maximum useful life and all. Not necessary. We will define it at the asset level. At the class level, not necessary. Just assign this key here. Okay. So if you remember in the previous configuration, I spoke about LINA, right? That will be available here. Select save. Okay, so this is called as determination of the depreciation areas, which means you will tell the system which depreciation areas are to be activated for this class and which depreciation key you will be using. Let me come back. Now, after all this general valuations and all, let's move on to the next part. So next part is go with this asset data transfer, parameters for data transfer. And here you can see define transfer data and additional parameter. And the T code for this is FAA underscore CMP. Okay, this one. So what are we doing here is, see, whenever there is a new company code created, we will have to tell the system on the asset data transfers, which means if there are any legacy assets or old assets, if you want to transfer the values to the new system, whether you are doing it now or you want to do it in the future. Okay, so that has to be conveyed to the system using this option. If you click on the execute button, it will take you to the window like this. And here you can see we have our company code here, AP20. Okay, double click on this. And here you can see on the right hand side, you will get the company code, country, region, and everything. And we are in the legacy data transfer. General settings not required, let it remain the same. And here we will go with legacy data transfer. And here you can see this create legacy transfer segment will be not active, will not be active. Click on this, change or display view. Automatically, your change settings will come into effect. And here, click on this option called create legacy transfer segment. And we are in sequence number 1, transfer date. Let's say transfer date is today's date, or you can call it as yesterday's date also, not a problem. And here comes the status. So status is very important. We will have 3 options: in preparations, ongoing, and other postings. In preparations means system will not allow the legacy asset data transfers. old assets cannot be transferred. It will let you to create only the new assets. Then we will have ongoing. If you go with ongoing, system will allow only the legacy data transfers. New postings will not be allowed. Then comes ongoing other postings allowed. So this will let you to post the legacy data as well as new data. Legacy assets and new assets data can be created in the system. So as of now, we are not touching the legacy assets. So I'll just go with the in preparation here. If you want, you can go with the document type AA, that is asset posting saved. Okay, so once the data is saved, now you can go and start creating the master data. So with this, our asset accounting configuration will end. And now we will start with the master data and the transactions part. Okay, so the first one we have got as the asset master data creation, which will be done using the transaction code AS0. So if you want, you can go with AS01 directly, or if you want to go by the path, start with accounting, financial accounting, fixed assets, asset, create, and here you can see the transaction code AS0. Okay, so let me go with this AS01. And here, for every asset that you create, right, it will be created under the company code and under the asset class. Okay, so we have already created an asset class here. Let me show you. If I hit the enter button, it will take me to the window like this. And here you can see heavy machinery AP25. So let me select this and hit the enter button. It will take you to the window like this. And this is where you will start filling up the details of your assets. Okay, so first thing is we are in the general tab, and here we will have to give a name for our assets. Let's say I'll go with this name called Bosch Machine 01 for AP25. Okay, and here is the asset number. As of now, it says intern, which means system will automatically assign the number intern. And if you want to fill up the serial number of the asset or inventory number or quantities, last inventory, inventory note, all those can be assigned along with the deactivation date. If there is a planned deactivation, then you can assign it here. We will have time dependent tab like this. Time dependent tab will carry the data related to your what do you call internal management, like the business areas, cost centers, locations. All this will be part of time dependent. Assignments is purely for evaluations. Origin, you will have an option to set the vendor number, who's the manufacturer, what is the original acquisition, what is the original value. All this can be assigned. If you're going with leasing, then you will assign the values here and go to the depreciation area. So in the depreciation areas, here you can see system says Lena. This is the recommended one based on our asset class. Because for this asset class, we have assigned LINA as our depreciation key. But still, if you want, you can still change it at this level. Not mandatory to go with the same one. You can change as well. Okay. Then comes your useful life. Okay. Let's say useful life is 10 years. Just one moment. All right. So useful life is, let's say 10 years is the life of the asset. PRD is your period control method, like useful life in periods. If you want to mention, you can mention. If not, you can leave it blank. System will automatically pick it up based on our previous configurations. And you can also go with the depreciation start date if necessary. If not, system will automatically. Okay, let me save this here. So here again, I'm telling depreciation start date, it's not mandatory here. In some of the asset classes, you can make it as mandatory. It again depends upon the requirement. If you want, you can set the depreciation start date here. If not, system will automatically pick up based on your previous configurations. Save it here. Here you can see the asset number 10,001, 0 is created. Okay, so 10,001 is your asset number, main asset number, and 0 refers to the sub asset number. Sub asset is what? Within the main asset, if you've got some sub components of the same asset, then you can create them as sub asset. Okay, so this is how we create a asset. After creating the asset, you can go with this transaction code called AW01N, Asset Explorer. This Asset Explorer will help you out in fetching the details of an individual asset. Okay, like company code is AP25, asset number 10,001, and here is the fiscal year. Okay, and here you can see it's all blank, empty, because we have just created this asset and there is no value for this because we have not yet purchased it. Okay, now, so we have created the asset. After creating, we will go and purchase the asset here. So for the asset purchase, you can use F-90 with the vendor, or if you want to go by the path, again, under your accounting, financial accounting, fixed assets, posting, acquisition, external acquisition. And here you can see we will have a transaction code called F-90 with vendor and ABZON without vendor. Okay, so we are going with vendor. Let's go with F-90 here. Let's say document date is 12th. Okay, so after that, if you come down to the bottom, we will have the line items. So it says first line item and posting key is 30. Okay. See, by default, we have this 31 here. 31 refers to the vendor credit. See, we are purchasing the asset from the vendor. So our vendor account has to be credited. And that is why system is suggesting you this 31 here. Then if I go with search option, I don't think I have any vendor here. Okay, just one moment. I will quickly create a vendor. Double 200 AP25. This is my balance sheet account. This is my liabilities. And let me call this as trade payables account or sundry creditors account. Both are fine. Select, paste, control data. I'll go with vendors here. Sort key 001. G067 is my field status group. Save this. Okay, same way I will copy this and 1100. This is for my customers. and this will be part of my assets. This is trade receivables account. This is part of my customers and save it. Rest all is quite the same. Okay, now let me go with BP. I already have a customer in other company code. Okay, I'll just extend the same vendor. Supplier number, I think 3. Let me open this and change FLVN 00, company code, edit, switch to our company code AP25 and assign this number, I think 2200. Trade payables, save this. Okay, so my vendor is ready. I'll come back to this F-90. Here, if I go with search and enter, so this is my vendor. Okay, so I am an F-90. I have filled up the details of the posting key and the vendor. Okay, and hit the enter button. See, all this while we have seen the postings with the help of debit and credit, right? But here, if you go through this transaction keys, transaction codes F-90, it's all done based on the posting keys. Okay, 31 and 3. Let me hit the enter button. And let's say the amount is 1 lakh rupees. Okay, this is the value of the purchase. Let's say this is being assets purchased. Right. So now we are done with first line item, that is the vendor credit. So the second line item, here you can see it is next line item, right? Here we will have to debit our asset because asset is coming in. So I will go with posting key here, search and look for the posting key 70, debit asset. And here we will select the account. If you click on account here, this will show you the list of all the assets that you have created. So in my case, AP25 company code, you can see the asset number 10,001 that I have created. Okay, select this asset number and we will have something called as transaction type. See, transaction type is very, very important and mandatory for any asset related transaction. Sometimes system will automatically pick up and sometimes you will have to key in manually. So whenever there is an acquisition happening, we will have to key in the transaction type manually. And remember, this has to be used. See, transaction type will be available at the vendor level also, but there it will not work. It will come up with the error. You should always assign the transaction type only with the asset line item. So if I go with transaction type and hit the search button, system will give me the list like this. Okay. And let's say I want to go with option number 100. Okay. Transaction type 100, external asset acquisition. Select and hit the enter button. It will take you to the next window like this. And here again, we will assign the amount. This is for second line item. Here you can see item 2, debit asset. And we will also assign the text which says being assets purchased. Once it is done, if you want, you can click on document. And here you can see all this while we had only 2 options, simulate and simulate GL. And now, since you're working with asset accounting, we have a third option here, which says simulate asset accounting. Okay, just remember this. First, I'll go and simulate. Later on, these 2 things will be activated. So let me click on simulate here. And here you can see your vendor account to your asset number 10,001 and the GL account number is 5,001. Okay, 5,001 is your technical clearing account. If I click on document and simulate GL, you will get the, okay, simulate GL is not working, not a problem. We will directly go with the postings, F-90, and here vendor number 3.
Sir, you saved that posting?
Pardon?
You saved that posting,
No,
na?
it
It's
didn't get
doing it
saved.
again.
It came up with the ABAP error, right?
Okay.
So I'm just redoing the same thing again. Okay. So we were here. And
So
now what I'll do is,
posting key will always be 70, right?
yes, whenever you are purchasing an asset, the asset debit will be 70 only.
And previously the posting key was 31 or
31.
91? 31. And that should be the standard, right?
Yeah, that is
There
the
also.
standard one for vendor credit. So now let me post this. Okay, here you can see I've got simulate. And after it is done, you will see this GL and simulate asset accounting. Okay, it is coming up with the ABAP error. So let me directly post the entry. Okay, so there is an issue which says customizing ledgers. Let me check what is the issue. Okay, see document splitting is, I think we have seen the document splitting, right? Okay, it is active here. Let me deactivate it. Okay, I'll come back to the other window. What happened to this again? Okay, so let me go and deactivate the document splitting here. Financial accounting. Then comes your GL accounting, business transactions, document splitting. Go with activate document splitting here. Deactivation, click on position, look for your company code, and currently it is active. Now we are deactivating with this. Okay, so this is one thing. And once this is done, okay, before I go forward, I will create some basic controlling settings. Okay, controlling settings are also required for a couple of transactions in asset accounting. Okay, so for that reason, CO area. Okay, I'm in OKKP. So before you post any transaction, get this controlling area settings also done. So controlling area is equal to company code, AP25. Okay, we already have this. Great, great. So I've already done it, no issues. Okay, so now let me come back to the transaction here. Okay, now let me go and post this. Again, post, the documents get posted here. So why I was getting the ABAP error was because there was no document, the document splitting was active. Okay, so coming back, I have posted the document here. So if I click on document and display, right? So I am on the entry view and this is the entry view line item. If I go with GL view, here you can see 2200 and 5001. Come back to entry view and go with asset accounting. If you click on asset accounting, okay, see here, there are very, very crucial or very important thing in this. See, in SAP S4 HANA systems, whenever you acquire an asset through the vendor, system will post two separate documents. Here you can see this is one document number, this is another document. Okay. And this one is for the vendor invoice, and this is for your asset purchase. Okay. And apart from this, you can see this GL here 5001, 5001 here as well. Okay. See, 5001 is your technical clearing account that you created in the previous session. So whenever there is an asset that you purchase or that you acquire, there are two subledgers involved. One is your asset accounting, the other one is your vendors, that is account payables. In order to manage or in order to reconcile the transaction between these two ledgers, the system will use this technical clearing account. So it will debit your technical clearing account in the invoice, and it will credit the same technical clearing account in the asset purchase. Okay. So technical clearing account will reduce the reconciliations between the vendor and the asset account. That was the main purpose of technical clearing account in asset account. Okay, so things to remember is we will have two separate documents created. One document for vendor, another document for asset. Okay, clear?
Yes.
Now, so after creating the asset, right? Let's go back to our transaction code AW01N. AW01N Asset Explorer. Okay, so earlier when we saw the value for this asset, it was all blank. Now, after acquiring the same asset, here you can see this is your asset number with the numbers like this. Okay, 1 lakh rupees is your asset value. See, in the Asset Explorer, see, Asset Explorer is a very important tool to get the individual asset details. Say, for example, what is the APC value? APC refers to asset procurement cost. Okay, asset procurement cost is 1 lakh. What is your current book value? 1 lakh rupees. Okay, this is one thing. And we will have different tabs here: planned values, posted values, comparisons, and parameters. Okay, see, as of now, the planned values for 2025 is 1 lakh rupees, right? See, if I click on the next year, and if you come down here, here you can see it says no postings for fiscal for the selected fiscal year, which means we have not planned any values for the next year. If you go with this posted values, right? And okay, why is it showing? 1 month. Okay, the depreciation method that I have selected is telling us that there is no depreciation there. Wait 1 moment, let me refresh. Okay, so we will have planned values tab, posted values tab. Posted values tab will give you the actual ones. Okay, actually there is no depreciation yet. And if you go with the parameters tab, here you will see the depreciation key and in the comparisons, right? Okay, there is no depreciation which is picked up by the system. Understood. Okay, see, there is something wrong with the depreciation key that I have selected. Let me quickly go back and check the same thing here in ORFA. Depreciations, valuations, keys, calculation methods, depreciation keys. Okay, and we're going with AP25 and we're going with LINA. Okay, let me select this and assignment of calculations. Okay, base method 0012. Okay, okay. See here you can see we have opted for 010 here. This should be 012, 10%. Let me save this. Continue. Okay, so now let me go back to AW01N. Okay, so here you can see value of ordinary depreciations have changed. Fine. Now there will be some difference. So if I go with posted values here, right? But it's still not picking up. Ideally, it has to pick up now. Okay, so here you can see it is changing here. Okay, so for every year, it is giving you the values. See, we are acquiring this asset in 2025 for 1 lakh rupees. And we have a depreciation of 7,500 rupees. That is only for 9 months. Okay, because we are going with K4 and we are starting our depreciations from April for 2025 fiscal year. We will be using this asset only for 9 months. So the depreciation is 7,500 for 2025. For 2026, it is going to be 10,000. And here you can see by the end of 2035, the value will be 0. And if you go with posted values, this will show you the posted values for the current one. We don't have any posted values here. And if you go with planned values, this will give you some values like this. See, ordinary depreciation for 2025 is 7,500. And this is the net book value by the end of 2020. Same way, if you click on this, it will show you the value for 2026. See, by the year end, by the end of 2026, the value of this asset will be 82,500. So like this, you can toggle and look at the values. Okay, this is one of the important features available in Asset Explorer. Okay, and here you can see the comparisons. And in the parameters, we will have the depreciation keys, useful life, remaining life. See, we didn't give the start date. System has automatically picked up based on the standard settings over. Okay, so this is about the asset purchase. Any questions, Rajiv?
No, sir.
Okay, so if no questions, we will wind up here only because I think this is too much for one day. And when it comes
Yes.
to asset accounting, you need some time to download all the data.
Yes.
So the other thing is tomorrow I will not be available. So no sessions for tomorrow.
Okay,
We
sir.
will again catch up on next Saturday. Meanwhile, finish all those things and come back to me with questions.
Yes,
And
sir.
one more thing is, Raju, don't wait for the sessions till the sessions to clear your doubts. Okay.
Yes.
As and when you get a doubt, just take a screenshot and share it with me. I
Yes.
will, I'll not promise you that I will get back to you immediately, but as
Okay.
quickly as possible.
Yes.
Okay.
Sir, another thing I wanted to ask, I need to configure this controlling data to controlling configuration to I need to do with a company code.
Better do it. Not the cost centers, profit centers not required. Okay. Only the basic part. That is, if you remember, I will show you the path here. Okay. See in SPRO and SAP reference IMG, controlling, general controlling, organization. Under this, you have to create the configurations in controlling area, maintain versions, and ledger for C versions. Okay, go back and watch the basic things that I have done in this controlling area. Replicate the same. It hardly takes 5 to 10 minutes. That's it.
Okay,
Okay.
sir. Which lecture was that? Which session? Or don't
Which
any
I think
session?
if you look at the name that I've given the description, I think it is visible, right? The descriptions are visible, right?
Let me
In the
just check.
videos there.